first begin by quoting what the Prime Minister said just a short while back in his address. He said that some companies and nations think that AI is a strategic asset and they develop it confidentially. India thinks that AI is beneficial only when codes are open and shareable. Now, in sectors like telecom, defense, and in fact in power grids, how realistic is it for AI to remain open source?
Firstly, thank you for having me on the show. And I think India should take a moment and just celebrate how successful this event has been. It's been 250,000 people, probably the largest AI event that's ever been done in the world. So a lot to be proud of. When you think about open source versus closed source, I actually think there's a place for both. For both. And having an open source model so that you can get diffusion to be broadly applied is a very important dimension. And then there's going to be certain areas where these models are pretty expensive to train, and you might need to go out and monetize them effectively as well. So I think the best combination comes when you have the right level of combination of open source and closed source. And what the Prime Minister said today, I loved his line of, buy or what was the second thing, the opportunity side of it that he talked about? Like, do you approach this with fear, or do you approach this with optimism and opportunity? And I feel like that notion of approaching AI with optimism while still being very clear of the downside effects that could be had is very important. And I think that's exactly what India is doing. You're very concerned about cybersecurity. You're very concerned about what's happening from misuse of this technology, but you're actually making sure that you're building this at population scale for the betterment of humanity, which I think is the way that we should approach it.